the world's attention to this. With that, I conclude my speech. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Awad and the National Press Club for hosting us. Joy Bangla.
Budget, but I would request you to stay online with us because there will be questions raised by the colleagues around. So please stay with us till we have the Honorable President of the Awami League, Mr.
I will stay online to answer questions.
Yes, thank you. Then let me get her online, and then we will take her point of view, audio only. She's been with us, and Honorable former Prime Minister. Could you please take the mic? The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor for me to be with you. Thank you, and thank you for present here. Distinguished journalists, members of the Foreign Correspondents Club of South Asia, respected guests, friends of Bangladesh, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I thank the Foreign Correspondents Club of South Asia for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. I also thank the journalists who continue to follow us in Bangladesh with seriousness and courage. Journalism to seek truth, especially when power tries to hide it. In difficult moments of history, that duty becomes even more important. Today, I speak not only as someone who had the honor of serving Bangladesh 5 times as Prime Minister, but also as the daughter of the father of the Trump. I speak as people of Bangladesh. I was forced away from my country, but I was never separated from my present crisis. I pay my deepest homage to the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, to the Saline national leaders, and to the 3 million martyrs of our war of liberation. I also remember with profound grief and members of my own family, whom I lost on 15th August 1975. Today is also the birthday of my brother Sheikh Kamal, who was 2 years younger than me. He was a valiant freedom fighter, a youth leader, a sports organizer, and a cultural activist. Life represented the courage, creativity, and patriotism of the young generation of Bangladesh. I remember him today with deep love, pain, and pride. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last 2 years, I have only beloved Bangladesh Safa. War has entered homes, workplaces, Bangladesh we built. This is not the Bangladesh for which 3 million people sacrificed their lives in 1971. Let me begin with the truth about July and August 24. It was not a peaceful student movement. In the beginning, my government tried to resolve the issue peacefully through dialogue, legal process, and patience. But behind the language of reform, organized groups were working to turn students' demand into violent political instrument.
In 2018, responding to student demands, we abolished the quota system. In 2024, when the High Court annulled the decision, the government appealed because we wanted to uphold the abolition. I personally took the initiative for dialogue with the students and invited them to Ganabhabon, the Prime Minister's residence. Three ministers also held discussions with them. A quota reform movement was turned into a one-point my resignation. False propaganda was spread in a planned way. The students were emotionally manipulated. While organized groups used their movement as cover for violence and regime change. Self-said this was a meticulously designed movement led by a mastermind. His own words expose the truth. It was not simply a spontaneous student protest. There was instructions were given invisibly. It was organized, directed, and used to create a path to power outside the ballot box. From July 15th, the of the movement attacks and looting began. Property destroyed. This television was attacked and set on fire. Different buildings like Setu Bhavan, the Directorate General of Health Services, the EPI vaccination building, Farmgate Metro Rail Station, flyover, Moakali Elevator Expressway, science research facilities, the Disaster Management Office, a national database center, a COVID-19 special hospital, Bangladesh Medical University, residential hotels, industrial facilities, businesses, prisons, and including Naushikdi and other district jails were attacked, vandalized, or burned. All the terrorist criminals were released. Paramedic offices were vandalized across the country. Leaders and workers were attacked and killed. Homes of ministers and senior figures associated with my government were looted and burned. The media was also targeted. Journalists were killed. Enforcement agencies came under organized attack. Other officers were killed and their bodies were hung from flyover. Around 460 police stations were outposted, were set on fire, and in some personnel were trapped inside building and burnt alive. Weapons were looted. Officers were beaten to death. According to persecuted police members, at least 3,000 personnel were killed, attacked, tortured, or subjected to serious violence. So, I ask a simple question. In such a situation, what is the duty of law enforcement? When police stations are burned, government buildings are attacked, public infrastructure is destroyed, officers are killed, and weapons are looted, does the state have no duty to protect life and property? Every country, law enforcement has a responsibility to protect citizens, state institutions, and their own lives. This is not a crime. That is the duty entrusted to them by law. At the same time, I wanted the truth to be known. That is why I formed a Judicial Inquiry Commission on 18th July 2024. Its purpose was clear. Every casualty had to be investigated. Every incident of violence had to be examined, and every family deserved to know the truth. I met victims' families, visited the injured, and instructed the authorities to provide the highest level of medical treatment free of cost. And on 1st August, I strengthened the inquiry into a 3-member commission so that the investigation would be credible and comprehensive. But after seizing power, the illegal interim government led by Mohammad Yunus stopped the investigation and allowed the truth to come out. They gave indemnity to those who in the killings. If they truly wanted justice, why did they stop the inquiry? Nothing to hide. Why protect the killers? One decision tells the truth. For justice, they wanted power. They did not want investigation. They wanted the buried. Their own words export the truth. An NCP leader said revolution would not have succeeded if police had not been killed and the metro rail had not been set on fire. The BNP leader in Sirazganj also said publicly that Enayatpur police station was burned and police were killed to make the revolution. Statements show that the July-August movement was not merely a quota reform movement. It became a coordinated assault on constitutional order driven by hidden instruction, organized violence, and propaganda. Conspiracy did not end on feet. Instead, driven from their home, it go. Loans in the banking sector have reportedly risen from 30 to 47%. Poverty has increased from 18.60% to 46.8%. Investment has turned negative. Job creation has collapsed. More than 2 crore people have newly fallen into unemployment. Over 500 industrial factories have closed. More than half of industrialists and business owners are either forced into hiding. Government is running by borrowing 700 to 900 crore taka from banks every day. Project cost have been increased by 50% to 250%. At the same time, militancy is rising. Women and children are facing torture, rape, humiliation. And ordinary people no longer feel secure in their lives. Extortion, murder, kidnapping have become regular features of daily life. These are not just numbers, incidents. Behind them, there is a family, a worker, a farmer, a small business owner, a mother who cannot buy food for her children, and a young person who no longer sees hope. Let me also remind you what Bangladesh had achieved. The welfare of the people has always been the purpose of my deep politics. My father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, gave his life for the ideal, and I have carried the ideal with full commitment. During my 5 terms as a Prime Minister, we used long-term planning, sound financial management, disciplined implementation to place Bangladesh on a strong foundation. After 2008, across 16 years and 4 consecutive terms, we implemented major projects such as Padma Bridge, Metro Rail, Rupur Nuclear Power Plant, Matarbari Deep Sea Port, Kandapuli Tunnel, Bangabandhu Satellite. We maintained GDP growth between 6.5% to 7%. Our development projects were not vanity projects. They were part of building national capacity. Our social programs were not charity. They were investments in human dignity. We made Bangladesh stand tall. We made it known as the rising tiger of Asia. This crisis is not only a domestic crisis, it affects regional peace, security, trade, development, and human dignity. That is why I call upon the international community and all the friends of Bangladesh to stand with the people of Bangladesh in their struggle for democracy, justice, and peace. A stable Bangladesh matters for South Asia, for the Bay of Bengal, partners, and for all countries that believe in democracy, rule of law, and justice. The next decade can be a decade of recovery and renewal, but only if democracy is restored and the people are allowed to decide their own future. That is why I make these demands clearly. The ban on the Army League must be lifted, political prisoners must be released, false cases must be dropped, freedom of speech must be restored, media freedom must be protected, judicial independence must be guaranteed. Law enforcement agencies must serve the people, not those who use power for revenge. These are not demands for one party only. There is necessary step to save Bangladesh. Whatever fate awaits me, I will return to my people. I cannot stay away while my beloved countrymen are suffering. I know I may be detained, I may be sent to prison, try to enforce verdicts issued in fabricated cases, but fear cannot decide my duty to the people. My life moved beyond calculations of personal safety long ago. In 1971, I was in imprisonment with my mother, my son, in captivity. In 1975, I lost my family. I spent 6 years in exile. After returning home, I fought against military ruler, dictatorship, and political conspiracies. There were 19 assassination attempts against me. Even the grenade attack of 21st August 2004 could not stop me. I am not worried about my own future. I am worried about the future of Bangladesh. I want to return because the people deserve security, development, prosperity, and peace. They deserve a state that protects them, an economy that gives them opportunity, and a democracy that gives them rights. My return and the return of the Awami League to the democratic process is not about power. It is about putting Bangladesh back to the right track. It is driving the path development, progress, secularism, stability. I want to return to Bangladesh to one purpose, to stand beside the people and help improve their lives. The people are the source of all power. I believe in them, I trust them, I love them, and I will return to them. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu. Thank you very much for listening me and giving me so much time. Thank you.
input, and I would take a couple of questions from our colleagues before you go, and then we can direct the question to some other people. Venkat, please. I'll give. Just give me Venkat. Wait for the mic, and we'll give priority to our members. Then I'll give you. Just let me. Thank you.
On? Okay. Madam Sheikh Hasina, have you decided on the date on which you're going to go back to your country? Because the present regime says the moment you arrive in Dhaka, they're going to arrest you. What are your plans if they arrest you? Have you put together any team of lawyers to defend you in a court of law? What are your plans? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Actually, I was not ready to take answer, but when you asked me, after going back, they may arrest me. I'm telling you one thing. That is 81, when I returned home. That time also, they tried to stop me. Jia Rahman was in power, but I went there. But 1983, I was arrested. And again in 1985, 1987, there are several times. Even 2007, that time also I was outside the country, but when I wanted to return home, they tried to stop me, but they could not. I returned home. So I know that they may put me in the jail or they may kill me, anything may happen, but still I have to go back. Friend of Bangladesh, you are here. I know you will support me. So the people's support is very important for me. With them. Thank you. Sajib will take the question. Right?
Madam Hasina can answer this question. Sajib is a US citizen. The US ambassador to India has recently visited Bangladesh and expressed his confidence in Tariq Rahman's leadership. And Sajib is, of course, I'm aware that you have dual citizenship, Bangladesh as well as the US. But how do you view the US ambassador's remarks and his support also offering further deepening of trade relations with Bangladesh? And also, you said, Sajib, that Bangladesh runs the danger of becoming another Pakistan. But you are aware that one of the two countries, the country of domicile, the United States, under President Trump, has a particularly close relationship to Pakistan and is now building one with Bangladesh. So should Madam Hasina return, how do you intend to, where do you see the future of relations with the United States? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Look, the United States has its own goals. Yes, this is I'm a dual citizen. What Ambassador Gore's remarks, they are simply diplomatic remarks. Those are standard things any diplomat is going to say. The current U.S. administration, their focus is on trade. They are not focused on democracy, human rights, any of that. Their focus is to increase trade with the U.S. No matter what. So that is what this is. The policy this administration is continuing. However, as you are very familiar, in the U.S., it is a very democratic country. The government changes, policies change completely, and the U.S. has close relations with Pakistan now, but a few years ago they didn't. So this can all change very quickly.
Yeah, hello, this is Shramantok from DW. So my question is that since you want to go back to Bangladesh, all of you said that, what's your plan, how to enter Bangladesh, and have you had any conversation with the current government at any capacity?
I think my mother wants me to answer that as well. No, we are not in communication with the current government at all. She is doing this. She wants to do this regardless of what the government of Bangladesh wants.
Good evening. My question is, the Sheikh Hasina has been in India for 2 years, roughly. And how has her stay been? Has she been in touch with the government of India and its officials? And the fact that she's keen to go back, is this something the government of India is aware of? And how does the government feel? Because the Prime Minister of India in the past has said that Sheikh Hasina is my sister.
Well, obviously, the fact that she wants to go back has made international headlines, so I'm sure there isn't anyone in India who is not aware. With regards to how they're treating her, they are treating her like a head of state. They are treating her very well. She is staying as with the full services and security of a head of state. They have shown her, Prime Minister Modi's government has shown her the utmost respect, and for that I am eternally grateful.
This is Vasini Heather from The Hindu. I wanted to ask former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina did really detail what happened in those 2 months. However, there has been one demand that we've heard from the protesters, from the students in Dhaka quite often. Did she regret the violence? Does she regret killings of protesters there? Does she feel sorry about what happened eventually and the events that led up to her coming to India at that time?
Look, this question of regret and apologies has been raised, but you see, the Yunus regime and the BNP regime has continued what I mentioned in my speech, immunity, indemnity. So they have indemnified killings. They have legalized killings. The killings of police officers, the killings of civilians, the killings of Awami League members. So in this situation, and you have heard my mother express that this was a violent situation. So if one set of killings is legal, does the question of apology arise? Why does it arise? You can't have both. You can't have one set of killings being legal and another set someone has to apologize for. So the day the indemnity is lifted, the day the protesters who killed police officers and civilians and Awami League members are arrested, then the Awami League will apologize, will express regret. But until that day, there is nothing the Awami League to apologize for, because currently all killings in Bangladesh are legal.
My name is Sultana Rahman. I'm from Bangla News Network. Honorable former Prime Minister, apnake salam. Maybe I'm the only journalist from Bangladesh here. I'm really excited and emotional too. It's a great opportunity to ask you a question. That is, you know, the basic foundation of Bangladesh is under threat. That is our liberation war. Many people, hundreds of thousands of people, they are concerned, they are dying, but still they are sad. They are upset about the history, what is happening on our in 1971. And my question is to you. I talk all walks of life. They asked me when she's coming. You told that you are coming in December. What is your actual plan? Thank you so much.
Unfortunately, my mother is the only one that can answer that. I think she has
left. She's not.
I'm here. I can answer. No problem. Well, actually, I just declared that I'm coming. I'm going to Bangladesh. Okay. Now the date and everything. Of course, when time will come, I will tell you. I told everybody. Hope that the people. Actually, I received response from all the people. So I believe that Bangladesh people a lot, but I cannot take it. So I decided to go back. The time December month is our victory month. To go back in the month of December. I may face anything. What happened? Bangladesh need reconciliation. Bangladesh needs constitutional position. These people have their constitutional right. Now they have nothing. Economically, everything ruined. Really, there is no such politics. No one can talk. No one can speak. Yes, there was the election. Yes, this is a good election. Okay, fine. Then why the persecution is going on? Still, they are arresting our people, torturing them, killing. Why? I believe in democracy. I believe in democratic system. I want to go back, and the time and everything will go ahead. The history. Now, already they destroyed all our, symbols of our victory. War. It has been destroyed. So we have to bring it back. Because this country we liberated. It is our pride. So I want to bring back that pride to for our people, and so they can stand by themselves and proudly they can say, liberated the country, so our history should prevail. You speak always in favor of liberation, victory. At this moment, you know what is happening. Across the world, they are praising them. They are okay. I don't want to make much. And thank you.
TV, you had given us an interview where you first revealed that you will be going back to your homeland in December this year. But I also want to communicate. Your son just said that there's no communication happening with the government. But would you want some kind of a back channel with the government before you revisit and return to your homeland? Or would you want some kind of a mediation to happen from any neutral party or any neutral country? I ask this especially because today and yesterday, the Bangladesh government has put a blanket ban on your speeches and statements. So how would you intend to now communicate with your own people back in Bangladesh? Thank you very much.
India is our friendly country. Anytime Bangladesh is in a disastrous position, India always stand behind them and shelter every time. 1971, 55, and still. Government to government relationship, that is different. India always has been a great friend, and I know when that. About us, yes, I'm coming here, but I reach here. Perhaps it will be another how I am because all our people, they brought me here, but they took shelter. Okay, so as a friendly country, they always remain as a friend. go back to my own country. I believe that I should for my people, not the matter of government.
But I'm still with us. That will make it easy for all of us. I try to accommodate everybody, but please make it short. No need for any observation. Just short question.
I'm telling you one thing. I can see so many hands. You have so many questions. There is the email address. If you
When do you intend to return back? Is there a specific date? And what message do you want to send to the people of Bangladesh? And how do you respond to the criticism of your government's handling of recent political unrest and protest? One more question that I would like to put out is, how do you respond to calls for... Also, what are your priorities for Bangladesh's economy? As you have already mentioned about it. So if you would like to respond to that.
Masina, this is Ayushi Agarwal from ANI. Your party, Awami League, continues to remain banned in the country. But if the Awami League is eventually allowed to participate in elections, would you seek to lead the party again?
This is Yeshi Seli from Business India. What kind of support are you expecting from people in Bangladesh? What is the percentage of people who will still support Awami League? And do you expect the youth to come out and welcome you once you decide to walk inside Bangladesh?
Question, and then we go second round, and that's it. Yeah, I'm trying my best.
Former Prime Minister Hasina, I have a very personal question to you. Last time you went back to Bangladesh in 1981, you went to the Nizamuddin Dargah, which has a very strong connect with your family. Will you go to the Dargah this time again, given the fact that your father also had a connect with the Dargah?
Yourself. Unmute yourself, please. Can you unmute her? There. Unmute. Unmute. Yourself, madam. You are muted. Okay. I think any other questions you wanted to raise? Because we are unable to get her online. Yes, please, Spanish TV. Yes, AB. Yeah, take the mic, please. Yeah, here there. Yeah, ladies behind you. Yeah.
So, Madam Hasina, I want to plan to surrender to the authorities and face justice, both you and the other people who have been convicted.
Yeah, ladies, yeah. Yeah, behind you, sorry. Yes.
Madam Hasina, this is Nainima Basu, independent journalist. Wanted to understand, as you said, you are aware that you're facing a death penalty. How do you plan to counter that? And also the Indian government has said that they do not endorse whatever you've said today. So what is the conversation you're having with the Indian government? Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, please, yourself. Final question here. Yeah.
Tripti Lahiri with the Wall Street Journal. You have said that you're willing to face prison if you are able to return. But what if the Bangladesh government denies you entry? What would you do then?
I hope she's on the line to answer. Let's wait and see if she's online so we don't waste our time. Yes, ma'am, please, can you hear us? Unmute yourself. Or Mr. Shakib also, you can do it. He's gone?
What I want to say that all the questions already I answered many of the paper or media before. And that's why I feel no need, because going back to Bangladesh, I already told you, and visiting the serene place, this is our custom. Definitely, usually do it. So Nizamudi Aulia or any place we can visit. That's the one thing. Another thing is that most of the question I think already I have answered you in the past in the media. Now the government, what government will do, it is their